Hey everybody, back from Canada. Okay, so let's start getting these videos coming out to you. Let's start by reviewing the top 10 list from ComicTom this week. Stick around. Welcome back, family. Thanks for joining yet again. And I'm going to be perfectly honest here. I actually got home late Saturday night, and I'm recording this now. Today's Monday. And I had to get up and be at work on Sunday at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I was trying to get out of there by noon, but then things got a little crazy, and I wound up being there till like 4 in the afternoon after an 11-hour day and no sleep the night before. I came home and I was out. I'm sorry. Today was another hectic day, which is why I'm recording this now. It's already 20 after 10 by the time I'm starting recording this. I'm trying to get this out to you. I'm going to review the top 10 list. I did get a chance to watch the top 10 list yesterday in a catatonic state. I rewatched it today. And I did get to watch JP's budget collecting review of not only the top 10, but the CBSI top 10, which he incorporates into one list. Calls it Cash or Trash. Great, informative live show, by the way, that he does on Sundays. So he gets feedback from other people. And then he'll even review. He'll watch again his own video 6 months later to see if he was right or wrong, and we can learn from our mistakes. So his video is no doubt the inspiration for this particular video. And I try to give him all the respect I can. But at the same time, I like to pop in what's called a Remember Me book, which is, this is a book we said don't buy. Okay, now it's months later. Prices have come down. If you want this book, now is a good time to get it. Because it's not just fair for us to say this is not a good time to buy it, if we don't tell you when it is. So here we go. Top 10 list from ComicTom. So coming at number 10, Moon Knight number 36. Average sales $8 and $175 for a CGC 9.8. Okay, so this is the first time that his brother, Mark Spector's brother, becomes Shadow Knight in an AIM modified suit. Okay, and apparently this is also, there's an ad in here inside the book which features Clea, who will eventually becomes a new Sorcerer Supreme. Okay. I've seen a few of the, I don't know if it's an actual advertisement, like a Marvel advertisement, or there's just something in the story which mentions Clea, or that's where, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I haven't read that particular Moon Knight number 36. What I can say is anything related to Moon Knight, a week before the show drops on Disney Plus is the wrong time to buy it. So please, I mean, if you got some reason that you want to have this book, this is not the time to buy it. This is one of those books that should go onto your little notepad. You'll remember me for next time. Moving on to number 9. By the way, overall, I don't think Moon Knight number 36 is a great investment. Moving on to number 9. The Magnificent Miss Marvel number 13. First appearance of Amulet, the character Amulet. Okay, now I watched the preview for Miss Marvel. And I'm not going to give any spoilers or anything, but in all honesty, the trailer, this is difficult for me to say, but the trailer really comes across to me like they're shooting for the younger generation, which is what Miss Marvel kind of tried to do and failed in comics in multiple attempts. And every time I think that Disney Plus is about to have another bomb with a series, they knock it out of the park. So I am so nervous about saying this is not going to be a great series. I don't know. I don't know if the character Amulet's going to be in it or if he'll be used in it in the future. We don't know any of this. What I do know is that these secondary characters, when there's speculation that they may appear, the price shoots up. Then when they actually do appear, the price shoots up again. But in both cases, eventually they come back down because once they're out there, it's a secondary character, and it never does really well. So I think that this is not a great book to pick up. I think that even $20 for a Raw is not a great price. And if you're trying to build your collection, I would wait on it. If you're not trying to build a run for, you need this book. Coming at number 8, Venom Custom Edition number 1. $7 average sale of $105 for a 9.6. This was a giveaway book from AMC. All the giveaway books from AMC have all been what you used to start your fireplace on that first cold night in December. The only reason that this is a hot book, only reason, is because Tom Hardy is coming out of the woodwork and doing a signing, which he never does. And it's through CGC, so people get to send their books in. He's charging $400 to sign the book. He's a great actor. I don't think anybody, I didn't pay $400 for William Shatner, okay? And the dude is Captain Kirk, and at his age, I mean, people ain't pay that for Stan Lee. People won't pay that for anybody. $400? I think that's an overprice. It's because it's his first signing. We don't know if it's going to be his last. I mean, he might be getting to the point where his career is, and he's saying, you know what, I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm going to start Tom Hardy, $400. Tom Hardy, $400. Please. So, yes, the only reason that this book has shot up in price is because his likeness is on the comic book. As soon as the submission date is over for this particular comic book, Tom Hardy submission date is over, it's going to drop like a stone. Anybody who has a bunch of copies is going to be saying, okay, 50 cents. So, yeah, this is, and if you really, really, really want to get a book signed by Tom Hardy, go for it. I'd go ahead and go for it. Me personally, I'd get, like, I would go for Spider-Man 316 first. I'd get a decent copy of 316 if I was going to spend $400 on a signature for a character known for Venom, and I would go for the first cover appearance of Venom, first full cover appearance. So, anyway, $7 if you're going for the $400. Yeah, if I'm spending $400, like I said, I'd rather drop $100 and get a nice copy of that. Moon Knight, number 2, comes in at number 7. $25 average sales, $250 for a 9.8. First appearance of Dr. Harrow. Now, we've known that Ethan Hawke is playing Dr. Harrow because if all you have to do is just put on subtitles, like you can't hear, and it says Arthur Harrow. Arthur Harrow says such and such. So we know that his character is coming. Again, another secondary character that everybody invests in now and drops like a stone later on. Agatha Harkness' first appearance in, I think that qualifies as Silver Age. If not, it's really early Bronze Age. Fantastic Four. It's issue 94, 97. Someday I'll get it back from grading. But that's silver. Yeah, no, that's a Silver Age book. Or Bronze Age. The 25-cent book. It's a real early, old Fantastic Four book. First appearance of Agatha Harkness. That book dropped after the series was over. And Agatha Harkness is much more well-known in the MCU. It's having a resurgence because people have realized that Agatha Harkness is getting her own series. Do we really think Arthur Harrow is going to get his own series? No. He's a secondary character. Show's over. Not a good time to buy. Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire, number 3. $15 for a Raw and $2.25 for a 9.8. Now, first off, I have a soft spot in my heart for all Dark Horse comics. Nothing against the Marvel Star Wars. But the Dark Horse, those have some really, really good stories all along the lines. And there weren't high prints, and just really cool books I have in your collection. There's a ton of them, so a lot of great storylines. First appearance of Forlorn, the droid that it's a protocol droid which reprograms himself, and he may have a future. I don't know. Oh boy, this is a tough one. Honestly, I would grab this one at 15. I would grab it if I could find a really nice copy at 15. I wouldn't buy the 225 for a 9.8. If I could find a really good, I might find a copy that I think is perfect for 20. I'd grab that and then send it off for a 2-year submission to get it graded. But the 225 I'd stay away from. That's just too big of a price difference. Coming at number 5, Mystic Arcana Magic number 1, $30 for a Raw. And I looked on eBay right before I recorded this, and thank you for ComicTom's video. It's now hitting $45. First appearance of Amut, which is the crocodile god that devours the dead according to Egyptian mythology. This is a character that is actually in Egyptian mythology. And we've seen the crocodile on the cell phone and references to crocodile and whatnot in the trailers for Moon Knight. Yes, I think Moon Knight is probably going to be the big bad or one of the antagonists in the Moon Knight series. But even Thanos' first appearance dropped down a bit after Endgame. Okay? And I would still love to pick up a copy anyway, but this is, again, wrong time to buy anything Moon Knight related. I think that this book is... it's driven up by the same reason that Timeless #1 with Miss Minutes on the cover, because everybody is just, I gotta get a copy, gotta get a copy. P.S. I have 6 copies out being graded right now. Yeah, I actually think that's a really cool cover, though. So, if you can get a copy for less than what people are selling for, you find somewhere at a store where they didn't mark it up yet, and you can grab it for even $15, I think it's a decent price. Anything over $20, I'd wait for it to come back down again. So, nothing saying that you can't. I think it's in the long run, 15, 20 is where it's going to settle. So that's what I'm saying. Coming in number 4, Ghost Rider, number 31. Another Sons of the Desert book. Yay! Just like, we haven't had those in forever. Okay, $20 for an average sale and $300 for a 9.8. First full team appearance of the Midnight Suns. So I guess Ghost Rider number 33 is the first time that the Midnight Suns fart. Let's try, it's getting to the point. $300 for the first full team appearance. Is that because the first appearance of the Midnight Suns is no longer within people's budgets and now they're going for the secondary? We're going for the secondary books of things that are maybes. Maybes. For a modern book. A modern book. $300 for a 9.8 of a maybe of a team that in the long run nobody's going to care about. If I had $300, I'm not extra. I would not drop it on this. I would drop it on a 1.0 Hulk 180. Or a 0.5 Hulk 180. Or an ungraded missing a Marvel value stamp of a Hulk 180. If I'm going to get a first appearance, I'm going to get somebody that matters. And I'm not getting into the first appearance, first cameo appearance. Still, $300 for a Hulk 180. I was looking at that today. I would rather have that than the first full team appearance of the Midnight Suns. This is not first full team appearance of the Avengers, or of the or of Justice League, or even the Defenders. Okay, this is the Midnight Suns. Okay, so no, I wouldn't buy it. Coming in number 3, Star Wars number 16. First, Valance the Hunter. This one is actually really intriguing me. Why? Because, as I said, I want to put together that Star Wars run. And it's not because the average sale is $25, because they're saying that a 9.8 of a book that came out 78, 79, so 43 years ago, a 9.8 is selling for $81. Sign me up. I'll take a 9.8 of any of the Star Wars books from the first run, the 1 through 107, first Star Wars run. 9.8s for under $100, sign me up. So that's where I would be going on that. Even if the character never pans out, never turns into anything at all, you're talking about a book that is well over 4 years old, a Star Wars book in a CGC 9.8, and you can get it for under $100. That's a great book to have in your collection. As opposed to, coming in at number 2, Voltron number 1. $80 for a raw, $600 for a 9.8, and there's rarer sales for a newsstand. I think they said it was $1,500 that went for a newsstand, and there's very rare of the $1 copy of the Canadian price variant. Guys, be on the lookout for any Canadian price variants. Those are great books to have. That, again, is my opinion. Yeah, I actually had that one clean pressed and done by CGC, because that is Spider-Man Annual number 16, first appearance of Monica Rambeau, and that is a Canadian price variant, and that's why I wanted that one. And I got it upgraded from a 7 to an 8. It was a CBCS 7. I got it to an 8 in CGC, and correctly labeled as a Canadian price variant. CBCS listed it as newsstand. I'm like, that's not a newsstand. So that made me very happy that I got the upgrade and everything else. That whole submission that came back made me very happy that day. So, getting this though, Voltron, number 1. Yeah, I don't, no. They have word that a new live action film is coming out. Dude, we've been hearing about this for 15 years. Voltron was cute during the day, but when it comes out now, it's going to be a very limited nostalgic audience that watches it, and everybody else is going to look at it and go, dude, it's a Transformers ripoff. Like, yuck. Yeah, it's going to be like Power Rangers and Transformers got together and had an illegitimate child. And I don't see it being well received by audiences, and I've seen this book crashing and burning. So I would not be looking for this book. Just like the next one. Number 1 on the list. New Avengers number 40. $30 raw sales. $380 for a 9.8. First appearance of Ranky, the Skrull Queen, which is rumor, plus a rumor, plus more rumors that she'll be coming in, was it Guardians? Thor? MCU? Whatever. Look, if there's Secret Invasion, that's where she's rumored, by the way. Secret Invasion, it's going to be the Skrulls. That's what Secret Invasion is. It's like saying we're going to make a Secret Wars and, oh, do you think the Beyonder will be in it? Yeah. Secret Invasion is Skrulls. Absolutely. Will it be the Skrull Queen? Probably. Will she be defeated? Probably. Will anybody care afterwards? Probably not. So, again, more rumors, driving up prices on books. 380 books for 9.8. What did I say I'd do with $300? There's other books that are better to invest in. $30 for a raw? If I saw one for 15, I'd pull the trigger. 20, I'd be hesitant. I might. I wouldn't go over 20 for that book. And it would have to be a really nice presenting copy. Because I think that it can possibly go up a little bit more, but I think in the long run it'll go down. So that's why I look at it, that if I don't pull the trigger and sell it at exactly the right moment and it drops back down, do I lose money? So, there's my review of ComicTom's. Now, my Remember Me pick. Okay, so again, what is a Remember Me? Now, I've told you on this list, several books on here, that this is not the right time to buy. Anything Moon Knight, this is not the right time to buy. So, when is the right time? Well, when everybody doesn't think about it. Well, if they're not thinking about it, that means that you're not thinking about it, which means you need me to remind you. Remember me? This book? Okay. My pick. Now, this is one that I don't think is going to become an extremely expensive book, but will have peaks, points where it'll shoot up in value, where you can sell it. And if nothing else, it's a really cool book, and it can be bought for a nice price now. Spawn number 309. Hey, this is the cover B. The Gunslinger Spawn cover. Awesome McFarlane cover on this. It really is. But when this came out 6 months ago, it was selling for $150 for a 9.8. Those 9.8s now can be secured for as little as $60. Okay, so that book right there in a 9.8 slab for $60, that's a nice book to add to your collection. And if for any reason Gunslinger Spawn does become more popular in the comics, has a spike, if they say there's a Spawn movie coming out and it's going to have Gunslinger Spawn, boom, every one of these major covers, the well-known covers, are going to shoot up. And, you can flip it at that point. I'm going to look to purchase one of these, not for flipping, but because I really think it's a cool cover and I'd like to add it to my collection. I didn't want to at $150, but at $60, I'll do it. So there you go. See, I'm trying to save you guys some money and have some fun along the way, helping you build a collection. And at the same time, you guys are helping me build the channel, which is really, really fun. Thanks for bearing with me on the videos, and I'm going to try to record another one after this and get the next one off to the editor, because I've got some interesting news, and I can't wait to record it and send it off to him. But thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. I really appreciate all your support as we claw our way to 750 and give away an awesome comic book as a result. And until I see you again, mahalo.